Hey, don't worry guys, it's just to show you what a metahuman can do with these weapons. Because today we will learn how to add weapons to our MetaHuman crowd. So, let's get started. What?
Help me! Boss, help me! They locked me in the tower!
Lara, don't worry! I will save you! Okay guys, see you later! For this tutorial, I recommend downloading 2 animations from my Google Drive to perfectly position the swords, shields and scabbards. Once downloaded, import them into your project. Assigning them the appropriate MetaHuman base skeleton. Then go to the MH Base Crowd folder and duplicate the main blueprint. We'll use it as a template for the animations. Disconnect the Event Begin Play pin from the data flow. In the construction script, isolate the node that makes the clothes invisible. Remove the gloves. Finally, create a level sequencer. Import the MetaHuman you just created. And delete the face and body control tracks. Now we'll need to add the weapons to the blueprint. Select one of the swords you inserted in the weapons blueprint structure. Select body from the component panel in the blueprint and click Add. This will make the sword a child of body, so you can assign the MetaHuman's right hand as a socket. Once finished, try to center the sword as closely as possible on the right hand. Return to the level sequencer and add the 2 animations you downloaded. In the first, the MetaHuman pulls the sword from its scabbard, which we'll use to correctly position the scabbard. The second is a simple idle animation to correctly position the sword and shield. Select the second animation and choose root from the match bone in previous clip menu to match the root bone of the 2 animations. Now it's time to add the shield and scabbard. Return to the blueprint. Select one of the scabbards, the body from the blueprint's component panel and click Add again. For the socket, select pelvis bone. Then adjust its position as best as possible. Finally, do the same for the shield. Select any shield from the folder. Select body from the blueprint and assign the left hand as socket. Try to position the shield in a strategic point in your project and use the level sequencer animation to help you position it perfectly. This is essentially what we are doing. Once done, we rename the imported meshes. We'll call the sword in hand because we'll have another sword in the scabbard, which we'll call sword in scabbard. We'll make one or the other visible depending on the situation. Then we duplicate the sword and rename it. We assign pelvis a socket and try to position it in the best possible way in the blueprint. We return to the level sequencer and position the sword perfectly inside the scabbard. At this stage, it's a good idea to make the shield invisible for easier work. Let's see how it works. Once all the weapons are in the right place, we can adjust the animation using the control rig, starting with the idle animation. We create an additive layer and use the arm controls to avoid unwanted overlaps. Once we adjusted the idle, let's save the animation. And reloaded it into the level sequencer. Do the same for the first animation. Now we need to adjust the position of the teardrop shield used by King's guards. So duplicate the main blueprint. Delete the sword and shield. I'm deleting the sword because I don't expect the guards to harm themselves. Then we change the outfit to that of the guards. And add the teardrop shield. Position it near the left hand, which we'll use as a socket for the shield. Place the new blueprint in the level and create a new level sequencer. As I say, the guards don't harm themselves, so download the third animation from my drive, My Sword Idle Unarmed. Import it into the project and assign it the appropriate skeleton. Finally, import it into the level sequencer. Let's create a control rig track, add an additive one, and adjust the shield's position. Let's also adjust the fingers. Once we're satisfied, we can save the animation. Perfect. Now it's time to create a new blueprint structure for the weapons, just like we did for the faces and clothing. Let's create a variable for the swords. With a static mesh as its object reference, and set it to array type. The same for the scabbards and shields. Once that's done, we can populate our arrays with weapons. Let's go back to our BPMH-based crowd and copy the base weapons from the two blueprints on which we placed the weapons. Just do a simple cut and paste, assign the meshes to the body and assign the appropriate socket. It's very simple. Now let's insert the meshes into the construction script and make them invisible by default, because we'll control them later through the functions in the event graph. Let's go to the event graph. The first thing to do is assign the different weapon types based on character type. So use the crowd type variable as the switch node to select the different types. Add a then pin to the sequence node and connect it to the switch. Add the blueprint structure variable inside our blueprint and drag it into the event graph. Add the break str node to choose the different arrays of the structure. Then take the weapon meshes and set them randomly, like so. Remember that in the game level we have 3 different types: civilians, soldiers and night guards. Obviously, civilians aren't armed. So, duplicate the nodes from randomly assigned scabbards and combine them with the soldier and night guards types. Make the scabbards visible. Let's see if it works. Great! Remember, we choose the character types from the Details panel. Now let's test it by assigning temporary animations from the blueprint. Then use the body mesh and, through the play animation node, assign the animations based on the character type. Don't forget to check the looping option. For the civilian, we can take the base idle we saved before making changes with the control rig. Do the same for the soldiers and night guards, assigning the animation we created previously. This is just for testing. Once we've created the animations, they too will be randomly assigned to another sequence of specific nodes. So let's copy the nodes for assigning the scabbards and change the array from scabbards to swords. Remember that for night guards we need to display the mesh of the sword in the scabbard because they are not armed. Conversely, the soldier will have the sword in hand function. Once we have the animation at these points, we'll create a function to assign, depending on the situation, the sword in hand or in the scabbards to the soldiers as well. Let's run a test. There are still some imperfections in the position of the scabbers. We can correct them using the method we saw at the beginning. Finally, we need to assign the shields. For the nice guards, since they only have one shield, simply make it visible. For the soldier, however, we need to use the random assignment function as we did previously. Let's run a final test. Perfect. Everything works as expected.
Oh, boss, you saved me. Thank you so much. You are my hero.
It's just my duty as knight, Lara.
Hey, Romeo and Juliet. This is not some sappy romantic TV series. It's a serious tutorial. Come on, guys. Sorry, man.
Oh, sorry, Giovanni.
So, what's in the next and final chapter?
In the next chapter, our friends will learn how to animate the MetaHuman Crowd and also how to animate the small groups differently.
Cool. So, see you soon, guys. Goodbye, man.
Bye-bye, Giovanni.
Bye. Alright, guys, that's all for now. For the rest, enjoy life always as always, and of course, shop. Hope.